Wilcox, I want you to have a seat, and I want you to tell me what the hell happened. Mm-hmm. 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 Are you serious? Are you serious? All right. Well, did she do it? No, 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 no. Not that thing. We can talk about that later. Listen, Wilcox. Number one, watch your mouth. All right? Now, I understand that in this line of work, a bit of cursing is to be expected. But you curse worse than a sailor, detective. So tone it down while you're talking to me. Keep in mind, I'm your captain. So watch your mouth. All right. Now let me get this straight. So instead of taking out a restraining order against his ex-girlfriend, apparently he should have taken one out against his neighbor across the street. Is that correct? Mm-hmm. 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 Well, I don't know why he didn't do that, detective. Obviously, he should have, but apparently everything that's been happening lately, he blamed his ex-girlfriend. And the only thing we have on her is that break-in from a little bit over 2 weeks ago. Now, is that correct? Mm-hmm. 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 Okay. So he blamed the rest of the stuff on her. Well, that was pretty stupid of him. So, how many bullets did they recover from his torso? Mm-hmm. 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 Well, yeah. You don't get to survive when you get shot that many times. Detective, I don't care about some rapper who was too stupid to duck when the shooting started and got lucky. All right? Listen. We need to make sure that all of the evidence convicts the neighbor. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, I don't care. Go get a confession. People love confessions. Judges love confessions. The media loves confessions. I am sick and tired of dodging questions from the Oregon State Gazette and that stupid reporter. Ugh. Listen, this is going to be a huge scandal in the state of Oregon, and we need to conduct ourselves professionally. So, according to your earlier report, the girlfriend had a dream or a nightmare that her boyfriend was murdered, so she broke into his place using her key, and, well, turns out he was just asleep. Okay. Well, who knew? I guess she should have went a week later, but her dream turned out to be reality. He was murdered by the neighbor who secretly hated him. Uh-huh. Okay. So, how many bullets again? All right. Well, I need to know because I'm gonna have to go talk to the press and that stupid reporter from the biggest newspaper in all of Oregon. Or maybe you'd like to handle that, detective. No? No? Okay. So, after it happened, and he ended up in the hospital because he was apparently still clinging to life. Is that when the ex-girlfriend came into the picture again? Uh-huh. I see. Okay. Well, I mean, let's face it, detective. We don't always get what we want. I wanted a proper desk blotter, and some moron put this orange one on my desk. I don't give a damn that Halloween is in 3 days. Yeah, I got a nice, idiotic orange desk blotter. Anyway, back to the case. So the guy's ex-girlfriend, Psycho X, works as a nurse in the hospital. And because he refused to press charges on the night when she broke into his place, there was no disciplinary action against her at the hospital. Is that what you're saying? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, I guess that makes sense. So she was in the hospital. He was wheeled inside. Oh, she didn't actually see his body. Okay, that's good. But she heard about what happened because one of her fellow nurses still thought the two of them were dating and went and told her. Well, I really wish she hadn't have done that. So the Psycho X goes to see him, but by the time she goes to see him, he expired. Okay. Yeah, that's too bad. Okay, now run me through what happened. Well, let's go over it again. Yes, I read Detective Sanchez's report. Well, Detective Sanchez and Patrolman Williams are still at the hospital because they are receiving psychological counseling based on what they saw. As a matter of fact, Wilcox, why aren't you there? Really? Really? Okay. After I'm done talking to the commissioner, the mayor, and then the TV reporters, I want you to take vacation time. And I want you to take a lot of it. No, that's mandatory vacation time for you, Detective Wilcox. Now, I can't believe she actually did this. So she went down to the morgue, and obviously being a nurse, she has access. I don't know why every nurse in that hospital has access to the morgue. That just doesn't seem right. But all right, she went down there. She found his body. Now tell me again exactly what she did. Uh-huh. How distraught was she? Okay, okay. Yeah, well, it's kind of understandable why she would use the mortician's saw. Oh, I'm sorry, undertaker's saw, coroner's saw, whatever that stupid miniature circular saw thing is called. I don't know, but she used it. Okay, okay. Now, how many pieces were there? Uh-huh, uh-huh. All right, well, I guess that makes sense. It's not as though she'd actually need to cut his body in a lot of pieces with that saw. After all, she didn't want that. Yeah. hmm Now tell me again how many hours it took. Uh-huh. 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 Okay. Well, that makes sense. Mhm. All right. Now, which ward of the hospital is she in? No, no, no. Not which one does she work in. Which one is she in? Okay. Yeah. Well, considering what she did, I was kind of expecting that. Yeah. So it was Sanchez, you, and the patrolman who found her, along with the coroner. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. She looked like something out of a zombie movie. Well, that makes sense considering what she did. Uh, why do I always get the nut jobs? Well, what is it about this state? I mean, it's a nice state. You come to Oregon, you can raise your children. I mean, it's a nice place to live. We have a low crime rate overall, but all right. So, where is she? Okay. Well, I guess I'm not all that surprised to find out that she died. Okay. What did the coroner say? Blatant, obvious, toxic shock syndrome due to, well, due to the really psychotic thing that she did. Okay, well, it makes sense. Mhm. God damn it, I'm so sick of that damn air freshener. Get Randy the technician to take that stupid thing down. I hate hearing it go off. But all right, do that later, detective. But all right. Okay, okay. Well, that makes sense. I'm glad you mentioned that detail. Oh no, I plan on telling the media about that detail as well. I want to see that miserable reporter double over and vomit when she finds out the truth. Yeah. So the nurse, psycho ex-girlfriend, finds his body in the morgue, uses that miniature circular saw to cut off his head, and she decides, well, she's a woman, and women are able to give birth, which is true. So she decides the best solution, since she's obviously performed C-sections, she decides that the best thing to do is to cut off his head, cut open her own belly, and put the head inside of herself. But her large intestine is in the way, and so is her small intestine. So she takes a scalpel and she cuts out chunks of that so his head will fit inside her. And then she basically puts it inside and then makes sure to sew herself back up. But at this point, she's dizzy, she's delirious, so she figures she's going to sit on the floor with her dead boyfriend's head inside her belly and basically wait a while until she can give birth to, what, a full-grown man? Is that it? Oh, I see. So she accidentally nicked her stomach lining, which caused all of the stomach acid inside to come out. But since her belly had been sewn shut, the stomach acid started dissolving her ex-boyfriend's head and face. Wow. Wow, I don't even know how to respond to that. So when they cut open her corpse, they took his head out, and most of the flesh had been melted away by the stomach acid, and one of the eyes had also been melted from inside his skull. Wow, that sure paints a horrific picture. So that's where the toxic shock comes in. And plus the fact that she had cut out a good chunk of her intestines to get his head to fit. And with all that blood, she still managed to sew up her own belly. She wanted to give birth to him. She wanted him to be alive again. All right, I think I have everything I need, detective. Yeah. And a bag full of tea. This was found in her purse. Yeah, it's, all things considered, it's not really important. Now is it, detective? Yeah. Happy freaking Halloween.